In this day of limitless conveniences and unmatched luxury, modern people revel in a world shaped by medicine, technology, and unending advancement. The 73-year global life expectancy seems like a gift from God, evidence of human ability to overcome hardship. This golden reality, however, is only the glossy exterior of a history etched with suffering, adversity, and the unrelenting fight for survival. Life expectancy was only a whisper of time centuries ago, barely reaching 30 years. The numbers drop to startling lows as you go farther back into antiquity, when life itself was an act of defiance against the unavoidable. Despite their brutality, our ancestors' story is marked by tenacity and the determination to live. Homo habilis serves as a painful reminder of the harshness of life to our distant cousins. These early humans were born more than 2 million years ago into a world devoid of mercy, when every day was a risk to survive and death lurked around every corner. Their meager 12-year life expectancy speaks volumes about their relentless adversity. Even this sobering statistic seems hopeful, because the fossil record shows a startling lack of baby remains, suggesting that many of them did not survive their first breath. Being Homo habilis meant that every day was a new danger and every heartbeat was a victory. It was an endurance, a persistent defiance of a civilization determined to wipe them out, not a life. Their bodies were a cruel legacy, weak and unassuming. In a world full of giants, Homo habilis was a little creature, standing no more than 4 feet tall. Their small frames made them ill-equipped to withstand the hardships of their harsh habitat or fend off predators, and they weighed less than 60% of modern humans. Their long, slender limbs revealed a semi-arboreal disposition. They sought cover in the trees, where branches provided momentary safety, just like contemporary chimpanzees do. Gravity remained a harsh enemy even here, though. Falls were common and injuries were unavoidable. Every climb could mean either salvation or doom in their lives, which were a delicate dance between the earth and the sky. The soil and its abundance were essential to their life, yet even their food had a price. Because of their strong jaws and thick mandibles, which were designed to shred flesh from bone, Homo habilis was primarily a meat eater. Despite being high in protein, their diet pushed them out into the open, where scavenging was a risky but fatal activity. They relied on the carcasses of more formidable predators since they were opportunists rather than hunters. However, this tactic proved dangerous. While it was one thing to compete with jackals and cheetahs, the lions, saber-toothed cats, and hyenas of their day saw Homo habilis as prey rather than competitors. Even their love of fish, a scarce and precious resource, necessitated going close to water, risky ground full with crocodiles and other ambush predators. However, only the invisible threats in their environment could rival the visible ones. Disease and parasites were omnipresent, ruthless, silent specters. Their already frail bodies were preyed upon by blood-sucking insects that brought deadly diseases like sleeping sickness and malaria. They contracted bacterial infections, salmonella, botulism, and parasites, by eating raw or inadequately scavenged meat, which devastated their intestines. Every meal turned into a death-defying risk as there was no fuel to cook or preserve food. Dysentery and other waterborne ailments were brought on by contaminated water supplies, and zoonotic infections spread from animals to people, making their situation even worse. When infections grew without the most basic medical attention, even tiny wounds frequently became fatal. Then there were the predators, animals that prowled the woodlands and plains with ravenous appetites. Each of the more than 30 predator species that inhabited their world was a nightmare come true. Homo habilis became prey for saber-toothed cats with jaws capable of crushing heads, hyenas with teeth that could fracture bones, and crocodiles bigger than those found today. Fossil evidence, such as shattered fragments strewn across ancient landscapes, claw marks on bones, and puncture marks on skulls, tells of lives ended in horrifying ways. There was no room for escape because each predator delivered an own kind of horror. From vicious pack hunts to quick ambushes, there was no illusion of safety, not even in the treetops. Every haven became a possible death trap due to the agility of predators like the meotis, a saber-toothed cat that could jump into branches. Massive hyenas hunted in packs on the ground, their unrelenting pursuit serving as a sobering reminder that dominance was not a function of size. Crocodiles struck near water with deadly accuracy, pulling victims into dark depths where death was quick and certain. It was a world where luck and attentiveness were required at all times, and no corner was really safe. But despite this unrelenting hardship, Homo habilis showed an unbreakable spirit. They were inventors, not just victims of their surroundings. They distinguished themselves with a revolutionary leap. Their hands, little yet capable, molded the first tools. They scavenged more effectively, digested tough plant material, and split open bones for marrow using stone tools. These tools were simple yet deep, setting the stage for future technological innovation that would shape humanity. Even though they had a short and cruel life, they had purpose. They were strongest in tiny groups, where they forged ties that suggested the earliest stages of social collaboration. Despite their primitive communication skills, they were able to coordinate their limited efforts and exchange warnings. Even though they were brittle, these early attempts at oneness planted the seeds for the idea of community, which would grow in subsequent human species. Homo habilis lived for almost 700,000 years in a world that seemed intent on eradicating them. They carved out a fragile existence against all obstacles, but they were survivors rather than warriors or kings. Their inventiveness and tenacity have left a legacy that exemplifies the human spirit's unwavering determination. We owe our early forebears, who risked an unfathomably difficult world, a silent tribute, even as we enjoy the conveniences of contemporary life today. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos.